Hi, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today we're going to be showing you how to make a fondant bow that's going to sit on top of a present cake. What you're going to need is a fondant roller, fondant, a fondant ribbon cutter, royal icing or buttercream tinted in the color of the fondant that you're going to use, gum glue, which is just simply water mixed with gum paste. You can also use water instead. And I always need to use a measuring tape. So that's all you're going to need, and let's get started. So to start making the bow, we need to make the little pieces that put the bow together. So you're just going to roll out your fondant, and you want your fondant to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. I find that that's the optimal thickness. It allows your bow not to be too like chunky and clunky on the top of your cake. So just roll that out there. Now I'm going to use my Wilton ribbon cutter, which you can find anywhere that Wilton sells stuff, and I've got it fitted with the crimping cutters. But if you don't happen to have one of those, you might have one of the wheel cutters. You can use that. You probably want to use a ruler to keep it straight. Or if you don't have that, you can always use a pizza cutter. We find that using a pizza cutter to cut your fondant is also really helpful. So I'm going to use my ribbon cutter here, starting at the bottom, and I'm just going to push all the way through, and it's as simple as that. Leaves a nice crimped side spots there. So I'm just going to show you how to make a couple of these ribbon pieces. So what I'm going to do first is just even out the bottom here, and then you want your ribbon piece to be about 3 to 4 inches, depending on the size of your cake and depending on the size of your ribbon. My cake is an 8-inch square cake, so I'm going to cut about a 3-inch piece for the ribbon. And then, so I have the same size, I'm going to line it up for the next one. And all you need to do now is, once you've got it, this ribbon cutter leaves a little bit of jaggedness, so just fix that up there. Easy fixes. Smooth cutter is much better. What you do next is you take a little bit of your gum glue or water and just put a little dab at the bottom of it. And you're just going to fold the top up to the back. I'll turn it so you can see it. So you're just folding over from one side to the next. And then you want to cut off a little triangle shape from the bottom. This lets the bow fit neatly within the other pieces of the bow. So then I'd stand it up on its side, just like that, and I'd set it off to dry. So it's really simple. I'll show you that one more time. So all you need to do is take a little bit of gum glue or water, put it on the bottom where you're going to attach the sides, turn it up, matching, line it up, press it down, and cut a little triangle piece for the bottom. Stand it up on its side. That helps it maintain its shape that's nice and round. So you can see it's going to be nice and round sitting there. And that's all you have it for cutting to put the ribbon pieces together. Now you have to let these ones dry. And in the meantime, I will show you how to wrap the cake to look like a present. So while the pieces of the bow are drying, we're going to make the ribbon that's going to wrap around the cake to have it look like a present. So we first need to know how long our ribbon needs to be. So I'm just using my measuring tape, starting at the base and going all the way around to the other base. And they are both about 13 inches. So we want to have our ribbon to be 13 inches long. And that will give us enough to be able to trim off the edge cleanly. So I'm just rolling it out nice and thinly. It will be about 1/8 of an inch thick when it finishes, which is the perfect thickness for making a bow like this, or the ribbon wrapping around. So when you're rolling, you just want to put nice even pressure. Then, using my ribbon tool, or whatever pizza cutter or knife that you're choosing to use, I'm just going to start at the base, roll it all the way up with the crinkle, peel the extra off, and always store your fondant in a airtight container so it doesn't lose its elasticity. Clean up any edges that you might need to. Then I'm going to cut one end cleanly, and that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to find about the middle of the cake approximately, and then using my gum glue, I'm just going to put a little dab of it at about the halfway mark of the cake. That's where I'm going to wrap to, or start the wrap with this one end. Just going to go up and over the cake. And then I'm doing the exact same thing on the side over here. And just cut it, I just cut it right here like that on the side of the cake. So that is done there. Now I'm going to do the same thing coming across and over the cake here. So I want to start fresh again, nice clean cut. Cut that off there. Take some of my gum glue. Add a little dab. And starting in the middle there. Press it down. Coming around. Dab of glue. And trim it up. So that is how you would make the ribbon to go around your cake to have it look like a present. When our bow is finished drying, we will come back and show you how to put the bow on top of your present cake. So the bow pieces have been drying now for about 2 hours. They seem to be just hard enough to be able to work with. You might even want to leave them overnight, then that definitely ensures that you're able to work with them and not have to risk any breakage. But we're going to go with it. And what you want to do is just start with the color of icing that you have. That's the same color as your ribbon and your bow. You want to start with that. Now we're going to find 6 pieces of ribbon, pieces of the bow, that we're going to put around the cake on the top here. And this is going to be the base of the bow. Just need a little bit more. If you're using royal icing, that will really solidify your present here. And that's why we have them cut as a triangle here, so they all fit together perfectly. That was the point of that. Now another dab up here. And we're going to fit 4 or 5 of these, depending on how it goes. No 2 bows are the same. You just want to kind of work with them, and you usually need approximately 14 different pieces that you start with in the beginning of the bow, cut out and ready to go. I honestly haven't used all 14 ever, but you never know. So I'm just putting in icing as I need it. So we've got 6 on the bottom, 5 in the middle row, and for the one on the top, it's quite simple. Just choose one, and this one's going to go up and down, just like that. So there you have it. That's how you make a bow to go on top of your present. So thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you again next time.